I've really enjoyed studying Auburn. Good enough to win the entire thing. Obviously, I haven't studied every team, but multiple pro prospects, arguably the #1 pick in the draft. Guards play incredibly hard with great speed. Nation's leading shot blocker. They're tremendous on both ends on the glass. Obviously, we only played at Auburn once, but it was an incredible atmosphere, and I anticipate with all the important people there and the success they're having, it'll be great again tomorrow.
Is there anything when you watch them that, I mean, as good as they are, that really stands out, or are they just that balanced?
I think they understand who they are. I think they play with complete understanding of what they're trying to accomplish on both ends. 1, 0, and 12 hard-playing guards that are good off the catch, off the bounce, in transition. 10 can score from anywhere on the floor. He gets a lot of isolations and is very successful. 13, ultra-skilled. I think he had 8 offensive rebounds at Arkansas on Wednesday, and then he's leading the country in block shots. He's had games with, he's almost had a triple-double with blocks being the 3rd category. And then 35 and 44 probably don't get the credit they deserve, but they have a great presence at the rim. And then kind of the guy that's a little bit of everything is 22, the assistant coach's son, and he's a hard guard, and he's been there. He was there the first year we were here, so there's a reason why they've only lost 2 games.
Can you point to the fact that they lost to Arkansas and that they really struggled to get by Missouri earlier, and tell you guys, hey, you know, this shows that it can be done?
Yeah, I think Georgia beating Alabama, like you can look throughout the league. I think Missouri won 50, or Auburn won 56-54, or 56-55. It's just the kind of like what we always talk about, how thin the line is. And to Auburn's credit, I think they lost in double overtime to UConn at their MTE event, and then didn't lose again until Saturday or Wednesday. And at Georgia last Saturday, it was a 1-possession game. I think Auburn scored with 3 seconds left to win on a transition basket. So I think relative to what we show our team, though, Olin, it would be, what is it that we need to do in order to have success? Is it specific to a game of Auburn? It's kind of more like when we show clips from league play, not necessarily certain games.
Do you feel like this is a team, when you look back at the Kentucky game and even parts of the Arkansas game, that no matter what side the energy is on, that a packed crowd energy like that will bring some energy to these guys?
Yeah, I told him, Travis, on yesterday when we were introducing Auburn, I said it'll be the highest attended pregame warm-up you've ever participated in. And they looked at me and I go, I'm just telling you, of all the places you've played, there'll be more fans at pregame warm-up than anywhere you've ever been. You know, their students sit in the lower bowl, and I remember I go out there for 8 or 10 minutes, you know, home and on the road, just to kind of see what's going on, say hello to the coaches from the opposing team, that sort of thing. Went out there 2 years ago. I think they have won 22 in a row when we beat them, and it was like they just started razzing me, and I was like, wow, this is like 75 minutes before the game. So I just went up there and started talking to them. But yeah, they've done a great job. I don't know what it used to be. I know this is Coach's 8th year. I was doing a little bit of research on their program prior to me coming to Texas A&M a little bit on Wednesday. But over the last 3 to 4 years, I think the environment and the support and the roster and their success, all of that has changed to the good.
Do you sense that pregame warm-up could bring that little bit of energy to your guys too?
Well, I think when you play on the road, it's one of our quote shirts, BYOE, bring your own energy, bring your own effort. I don't anticipate there'll be a lot of Aggies in the arena tomorrow. So, yeah, it will be energy against us, but maybe it'll help fuel our energy.
Is that one of the main talking points? Because I know that's something that you felt like at times in that first half against LSU might not have.
We did not have good energy in the first half against LSU. We did not have good energy in the second half against South Carolina. 16 points, not very good. 36 points, still not very good. 52 points, really good. It was just, I mean, you watched it. It was the tale of two halves, and energy was a big part of it for sure. But we didn't change the plays, you know. We didn't change the players that played in those plays, but the mentality of the players in those plays, I think, is a big part of it.
And does it say something about the buy-in that you have from those guys, that they're down and their energy might not be there, but you have Henry Coleman diving on the floor? That last possession, you know, time's run out and they're still up in the guys' faces playing defense. We
had 4 first to the floors in the game against LSU. That's a good number. We only had 1 charge. We need to average more than 1 charge. I thought our guys' response coming out of halftime was great. But throughout the first 100 minutes of the game, you know, we were making jump passes against their pressure, live ball turnovers. We had 22 offensive rebounds. That's elite. If we could get 22 at Auburn or against any team, that changes our team. Somehow we got to figure out how to keep them off the offensive glass. And then we've just got to lower our live ball turnovers. Live ball turnovers against Auburn, it's a dunk on the other end. But categorically, you can say it, LSU, anybody else. Against Missouri, we had 6 turnovers, and only 3 of them were live ball. Our best ever. But then in the next game, most of our turnovers, 10 turnovers in the first half and 5 in the second half. And so we've got to be able to, we don't have the margin to just play a half or in spurts. We've got to be able to play from start to finish.
Coach, you mentioned the atmosphere, anticipating there in Auburn coming up tomorrow. Just, you know, I know the road games with Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee all had some struggles in the first half. Are there any sort of, especially with the challenges Auburn presents, common threads you've seen that you're going to be kind of keeping an eye on early in that game?
Yeah, good question. At Missouri, we didn't score the first 8 minutes and 51 seconds. I think that was our 4th league game. Yeah, and then at Arkansas, we started 20-4, and then I think we were down 2 at half. But by the time we got to Arkansas, I think we had changed who was starting from the Missouri game. Tennessee down 8 at half, I believe. Down 8 at half. 2 live ball turnovers and an offensive putback, down 14, 17:56 to go in the second half, and started a different group in the second half at Tennessee than the first half. What was the other one?
Oh, those are, no. Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, no, yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes maybe it's who starts, and we've tried to address that over the 7-game losing streak. And then there is some stability that comes from, you know, what you're getting off the bench, and so you don't want to move 9 puzzle pieces. You would like to just remove 1 and put 1 in. But there is some in those 3 particular games. I thought we started okay at Tennessee, but for sure not at Missouri and Arkansas.
What would you like to see from, I know he had a good little outing, but what would you like to see from Manny, from Mo to make that next step up?
In defensive Mo, he's continued to improve. He's continued to improve in a very wise way. If you look at what hurts our team the most, it's defensive rebounding. We're last in the league. We're fourth in the league in offensive rebounding. So through 11 games, Texas A&M has gotten more offensive rebounds than our opponent. But on the other end, they are rebounding at a higher rate than we are. The reason the numbers are skewed is because we create so many turnovers. So one of the positives for us offensively is we have been playing with 3 guys that offensive rebound. So you would think on the other end, we have 5 guys that can defensive rebound. So our guards have to rebound more. Mo is a go-get for us. So if Mo's in the game, it probably means either Boots or Henry are not in the game. It doesn't mean that we can't play with 4, but his energy in the first half, even his energy to start the second half, I thought that was a tipping point. And everybody in the program knew at halftime Mo played harder in his limited minutes than anybody else. And I'm not being defensive in what I say, but as I keep talking to the guys, okay, Mo, when we sub you in, that energy is apparent and ready when you sub in, right? Yep, okay. Now we need that same answer from everybody, whoever everybody's name is. Because what's putting us in a bind over the course of the game is Buzz sub in, not playing with energy, sub out. Travis sub in. Travis has energy, but he's turning the ball over or shooting bad shots or can't follow the scouting report. So Buzz is out because he didn't have energy. Travis did have energy, but he's not producing at the level you have to produce. All right, let's sub Olin in. Olin has energy, and Olin is doing well. Well, how many minutes does it decide that Buzz is not playing hard? How many minutes does it decide for Travis to play hard but not play well? Okay, well, that was 12 minutes. Wow. We don't have 12 minutes. And so, similar to H, he scored 17. Man, great. Come on, H. You're going to be the first shooter off the bench in the next game. No rebounds, no made shot. Is he going to score 17 every time? No. But it's not H, it's not Mo, it's Texas A&M, and at the front of that bus is Buzz. And so is it the start? Is it the finish? It's either or, but over the course of 200 minutes, if we've lost 4 of our 7 games by 1 or 2 possessions, okay, then we need our energy to be a prerequisite to what we're doing. Is it at Auburn and they're the best team in the country? Yes. Is it at home against pick a team and they're not as good as Auburn according to Twitter? Okay, whatever. But we have to be more consistent in our energy. 15-2, great. Lose to Kentucky, it wasn't energy based. Start at Arkansas 20-4. Was that energy? Maybe. Was it the first real road game? Yes. Did the energy turn and it turned into a game shortly thereafter? Yeah, we got beat 3 in overtime. And so, like, you can go through all of it, and that is not justification for failure, but there's not an easy answer. But one thing that is conclusive is no matter your name, no matter who starts, no matter your age, no matter your skill, we need to play at a fervor pitch on both ends of the floor.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.